I'd like to share a stage with Oasis in this chapter because it's where, at the beginning of their story, we were there, you know what I mean? That when Noel was our roadie and, you know, the first Oasis gigs, we were there supporting them as punters and friends. So I think it'd be nice for us to reconnect on stage at some point.
Did you just say tune? Yeah. You're right. Clint Boon says tune because we're playing a tune, and then we'll speak to Clint after we play Inspiral Carpets, This Is How It Feels to Be Lonely, which, by the way, as Clint Boon just said, is a tune. He's absolutely right. Yeah. Tune. I love how when I press play, I just heard him in the background go, tune. Didn't even have his headphones on. Tune.
Tune.
Right, let me do the proper introduction then.
Yeah, go on.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this man is a musician, DJ, broadcaster, personality.
Hey. All right, not half.
All-round good guy and leader of the Boon army of crazy people. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Clint Boon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Real
Thank
applause,
you.
Not fake applause.
Thank you very much indeed. It's I feel moved.
The last time he was here, he got in fisticuffs with Richard Park, and the rest is history. Have you jacked in the radio now?
Yeah, 2 years ago. I mean, after I was at XFM, it became Radio X, as you know. And I did a year with Radio X and then moved to one of Radio X's sister stations in the north, XS Manchester.
Well, you've been on every station in Manchester, including the BBC. You've been on every... I think there's only Smooth 70s you've not been on.
Yeah, well, you know, if they want to call me, I'm up for it. I'll do classic if you want. I'll do anything.
So I think you'd be good on Classic FM.
I think I could probably get away with that.
You could.
I could probably blag it.
There are probably classical interpretations of loads of songs from the 90s. Yeah. You could literally do 1 hour a week where you go, listen to this. It's a string quartet version of, I don't know, North Side or whatever. I don't know.
I could just play another Stone Roses tune and go, classic.
There you go.
Excuse me.
The Inspiral Carpets Winter 2025 tour. You are going on an 18-date UK and Ireland tour. This is great news.
We're loving it as well. We've been doing it. We got back together in 23 after a 6-year break. We lost our drummer, Craig. He passed away in 2016, as you might remember. So I think after that, there was years of us just not wanting to do it full stop and forever. I think some of us thought it was never going to happen again. So when we got back, we got a call September of 22, an email saying, do you fancy going out with the Happy Mondays on tour?
Lovely.
In spring of 23. It didn't happen. That got changed, but that email for me was what set me alight and made want to do it again. And, you know, luckily the majority of the band fancied it and we got out and we just had some of the best gigs that we've ever done in the last couple of years, you know what I mean? And I appreciate it more than ever. I'm loving it more than ever.
See, that's the thing. You get another crack at it. Because, like, I watched a load of old interviews. I tried to go back and find loads of old interviews. By the way, I found some classic stuff.
Right.
And there's one bit where I think you're talking about, we just come back from Japan and blah, 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 blah. And it's and you're very blasé about it. Obviously, because that was your life.
Yeah.
You were touring the world. You come back from Australia, New Zealand. You might be back here for a month, and you go out to Japan, and then you do whatever. Then you're in the studio. Then you're going on tour, and it doesn't stop.
That's right.
When it's mad crazy, it's mad crazy.
Yeah.
And like anything in life, even if you think you appreciate it, you don't really appreciate it until it's finished. Mm-hmm. So to have another crack at it, to go back to that life, a little bit older, a little bit wiser, not as crazy.
Yeah.
I think you really could you even be better than you were back then? Do you know what I mean?
I think the fact that we're older as people and more mature, you know, and we've got a lot of kids between us.
Yeah.
So I think all that changes your perspective of everything, you know, particularly your career, you know, and I think things that we used to get uptight about in 1990 wouldn't bother us so much now, you know. Oh, you got a free pair of Adidas and I'm getting it. Why is that? That's out of order. You know, that kind of thing. It don't matter anymore, does it?
No.
What matters is most of us are still here. Our music still resonates with a lot of people that still want to come out and see us. And we're still making new music as well, which is
good.
For a band, you know, that's what bands should do, innit? You know, you write songs, you make records and do gigs.
Well, it's hard because if you're a creative person, obviously, you've got the big songs that everybody knows. This Is How It Feels to Be Lonely is still a massive tune. Saturn V is one of my favourites. I mean, we're all so old. I remember making Saturn V my record of the week when it came out.
Really?
And I'm like, I remember, and it had a little, I've still got the CD, I think. It was like a little box CD single anyway, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But obviously you want to create, you want to make new stuff, and you were excited. It's not like, well, we used to make songs 30 odd years ago and then that's it now, we just perform them. But it's a tricky balance because you've got to love those songs as much as the fans do, because let's do some new stuff, but they want to hear This Is How It Feels. Yeah,
and we appreciate that. And you know, the fact that we're making new music, it's not, we don't want it to be like, hey, guess what, we're making new music. It's what bands do, innit? So that's no big deal. But yeah, we're keen to always celebrate that amazing back catalogue that we've got. And when we go on stage, we play for an hour and a half, roughly. And there's not a single song in that set that doesn't excite me. When we play the introduction, it's like, it just brings me alive every time, you know. So never a chore. And as I said, you know, getting older makes you appreciate it more. And I feel more love for the band than I've ever felt, personally.
What's the, so you grew up in Oldham, right?
Yeah.
That's all right. What was the music in your house when you were growing up?
In my house, my mum and dad were, this is like, I was born in 59, so growing up through the 60s, it was like Shirley Bassey, Tom Jones, Burt Bacharach, a few soundtracks, Porgy and Bess, Carmen. You'd have the obligatory Beatles album, probably the Blue Album. But so quite a mixed selection. Johnny Cash, Neil Sedaka.
Lovely. All great.
And I still own those records because they passed them on to me all the time. And it's like, when I look at them, I can see the reason I love such diverse range of music is because of those songs I had as a toddler, you know, in my world. And you'd play the same albums every weekend, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because you didn't have a million radio stations or anything. Right. So you'd play that Tom Jones album would be on probably 3 times over the space of a weekend, you know what I mean? And you know, the Mike Sam's singers and stuff like that.
So it was the same in ours because we had a massive music system made out of wood.
A radiogram.
Yeah, that was way too big for what it should be, and it had the record player on it. It had a selection of records. Now, I had an Irish mum, still do, so there was Irish songs in there. There were the Dubliners in there, and there was and then there were other people like big singers from Ireland that may not have crossed the pond properly, like Sonny Knowles and people like that. Then there was like a Carpenters album, but then my dad liked his rock and roll, and then I found one day a stack of old 78s that my dad still had, and they were like Danny and the Juniors at the Hop and things like that. So it was really eclectic.
That's a tune.
Yeah, right? And then my brother, a couple of years older than me, then he starts getting into music, so it all starts to shift. So like yourself, I end up with, there's not much I don't like. You know, there's not much genres of stuff that I don't like because I kind of like everything. And if it's melodic and catchy, I'm in. I'm pretty much in.
I think it's all talk about the new Inspirals music, the diversity within that, because we all contribute as writers. So there's elements of R.E.M. and Elvis and Joy Division and the Bunnymen. There's all sorts in there. So I think we've all grown up in that same. Whether it's a working class environment where you sat around the radiogram at the weekend, that's what I remember my childhood being like, and I'm guessing the older lads in the band have gone through the same thing, really.
The cow logo for the Inspiral Carpets, it dawned on me when I was coming in this morning. I'm like, I don't know the story behind it, and so I did a search. Now, the internet either tells you the truth or an absolute pack of lies.
Yeah.
Stephen Holt lived next to a field of cows and took many photos of them. This led to the band projecting cow images during their live shows, and the image became the inspiration for their independent label, Cow Records.
It's totally accurate, apart from it wasn't Steve, it was me.
What?
So, yeah, but the house I was living in, it's my girlfriend at the time's house, and her parents, and there's a field full of cattle behind the house, so there was all these cows were always looking over the fence. And I had a mate who worked in a photo lab in Manchester, and he used to get knockoff film, and I used to buy it off him for £1 a time.
Nice.
This is in the 80s. So I had this endless supply of film, and I was just able to photograph these cows through boredom originally. But it meant that when we started this slideshow with the Inspirals, I had all these cow transparencies to project. And it was just so spontaneous and organic. And it's still to this day, it's like, it brings us a lot of money, and on the merchandise, the cool.
There's no merch on the website, by the way.
Yeah, so we're in a transitional phase at the moment. We're doing these pop-up shops that are very popular.
Yeah, which is a great idea.
And when we're on tour, we're selling all the T-shirts are available when we're on the road as well. So it's still out there.
So if you're going to see the Inspiral Carpets, absolutely bring an extra couple of quid to get yourself some T-shirts.
Yeah,
because I won't. I'll show them to Captain, and Captain's like he'd never seen him before, so slightly before his time, and he's gone, these T-shirts are so cool, and I'm like, they are. In fact, they're cool as heck, which used to be one of the Inspiral Carpets lines.
Catchphrase, isn't it?
I heard you talking about the football shirt. So the story with that is that we've done a couple of. It's us supporting like grassroots football clubs. So Open Mill is a village just outside Oldham.
Brilliant,
a beautiful little village, and they asked us if they could use our logo on the shirt as a sort of a sponsorship idea. No money's changed hands. It's totally. We've lent them our name and our image, our logo to promote that club.
That's
great. We did one with Kids Grove FC a couple of years ago, same thing. So that's all it is. It's just us supporting, that like you'd support, upcoming music. We're supporting upcoming football.
I found an old interview with you from a TV show. Now, Dominic, you might help me with this. I think it was called Star Test or something.
Oh, I remember Star Test.
Yeah.
And
right, Dom, by the way.
Do you know what, Clint? I'm feeling absolutely awful. So I'm in a different studio, so I'm not coughing all over you.
I'm assuming the listeners know that he's in another
I am.
I've never heard of that in broadcast.
I'm self-quarantining, Clint, because
you know what it's like.
Awful.
We're not staff. So if he gives me a cold and I don't come into work, I don't get paid.
It's the freelance thing,
and
isn't
he's
it?
got a cold, and if he doesn't come into work, he doesn't get paid. So he's come in, we've quarantined him in the other studio, and we're still going.
And we've not even got him on a telly, have we?
No, exactly.
Because you know why? Because he said he doesn't want to be on camera.
Oh, has he said that?
Well, do you know why? Because I'm sneezing every 2 minutes and blow my nose. It's not attractive, Clint, I tell you.
I might come and see you on the way out.
Yeah, I'll give you a cuddle and pass on my cold to you.
Yeah, I had the flu vaccine recently, and it seems to have worked because our house is full of flu at the moment, and I'm fine.
Hey.
Oh, good. Well done.
I'm all right, Jack.
You've got rock and roll immunity. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So this TV show, I think it was called Star Test.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And the idea was, it was brilliant TV at the time. It was a guest who would sit in a chair in a massive room that almost looked like a church.
Yeah, it was a church.
And you would sit in a chair opposite the camera. So the camera's right on you, but there was a screen. And the idea was you would touch the screen and it would give you questions. So it was just an automated voice going, education, what school did you go to? And the guest would say, I went to St Mary's School and blah, 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 blah. Were you a good pupil? Yeah, I was all right. Anyway, so I found yours.
Yeah.
Because you did it. And you forget, right? There was a question, and I wrote the question down, which said, justice. How much justice is there in the accusation that your merchandising is more popular than your records? I'm like, oh, burn. What a burn.
It didn't burn at the time because there was some truth in it.
The T-shirts went nuts.
Before we had a record deal, before we'd even made a record, I think, we were always a cottage industry, that's how we functioned.
Yeah.
So we set up this T-shirt business, and we sold so many. I think we made tens of thousands of pounds out of it, which financed the recording of our first album.
Brilliant.
So it's true that for a while we were selling more T-shirts than records because we hadn't made a record. So there was truth in that fact.
I love that,
and it's something we're proud of because we did it at a time when bands indie bands didn't really have rock and roll T-shirts.
No.
Heavy metal bands did. You'd have Iron Maiden and Motorhead T-shirts, but bands like us, little garage bands from Oldham, didn't have T-shirts, and we started doing that, and it totally financed. It launched us,
That's great.
So yeah, it was definitely, it was true. We did for a period. We sold more T-shirts than records.
Well, that was one of the things that was brilliant at the Oasis gigs, which I'm sure you went to one or two of them.
I've not been to any yet. I've been DJing before and after every gig, like doing pre-show and after-show parties, and I've just not had a chance to go to an actual gig yet.
Stop!
Don't worry about it. I've seen them before. They're all right, Chris. They're all right. They're going to do well.
Well, yeah. Oh, Noel could at least get you out to Australia.
I'm sure you would if I messaged him, but we're hoping the Inspirals get some supports next year.
Oh,
you know when they come back next year.
Well, we would love that. I want them. I want Nebworth.
I just want to get... I'd like to share a stage with Oasis in this chapter because it's where, at the beginning of their story, we were there, you know what I mean? That when Noel was our roadie and, you know, the first Oasis gigs, we were there supporting them as punters and friends. So I think it'd be nice for us to reconnect on stage at some point.
Oh, it would be brilliant. That would be so lovely. That would be a lovely moment. But the thing is as well, that they could play Nebworth and have the first band on at midday. I know this sounds crazy, but they wasn't on till like... Cast went on at like 5 or something. Yeah. You could have easily put another band on at 4, even 3, and if you're going to do it, just do it at 12.
Yeah, but we want the Ashcroft slot.
Well, yeah, of course, I get that. Yeah, but then Richard might want to get off early one day. I'll go on at 12. You go on at 6:30.
Yeah. Hey, what a story though, that Oasis thing is, to me, it's the biggest feel-good story of this decade, isn't it? I think there's not much that can touch it. I don't think.
I've said this a million times. The excitement of these gigs, but the vibe, the happy vibe from everybody was immense. Yeah. The visuals of this show were amazing. The sound was amazing. The boys were on fire. Yeah. Liam's vocals, great. The banter was brilliant. But the feel in the crowd, everybody was happy. Yeah. Nobody was like fighting. Nobody was puking their guts up. Everybody. But this is why I mentioned it. Covered in merch. Oasis covered in merch, but they were never a merch band, really. Back in the day, the Inspiral Carpets were absolutely had T-shirts everywhere. Yeah. But Oasis were never a merch band. This time round,
everything,
merch everywhere.
We did things like, I think our merch peak, we were doing like frisbees, baseball hats. There was a famous milk bottle that wasn't actually merch as such, but that was a branded milk bottle that we put out in Manchester. So yeah, it was just, but it's cottage industry, you know. It's like that's the backgrounds that we were from were we need to finance this somehow. What can we do? Let's sell some shirts. Let's record some cassettes and sell them to get the money. Great idea. So yeah, it worked, and I think we still operate a bit like that.
And now look at you, 18-date tour, including Dublin and Belfast, all over the place. Albert Hall in Manchester, classic venue. That's all sold out, but you could still go and see Inspiral Carpets. InspiralCarpets.com. There's a few tickets left. It starts next Thursday in Newcastle, and then Nottingham, Northampton, Portsmouth, Edinburgh, Glasgow, Aberdeen, Dundee, all the way through until Belfast on the 17th of December. Yeah. That's going to be a nice quiet night afterwards in Belfast. Last night of the tour. Good Lord, some things don't change. Yeah. I'm delighted. I think it's going to be brilliant. Playing London on Thursday, the 11th of December at the O2 Shepherd's Bush Empire, then Leeds the next night, then Manchester. That's a good couple of good nights in a row.
Are you coming up?
I'll try, because obviously during the... Oh, do you know what? Actually, I could do Thursday. I could do this Shepherd's Bush Empire.
Any of them, any of the team fancy it. And you as well, Dom.
Thanks, Clint. Thank you very much. I will.
We'll find you. Did you ever see that? Was it John Travolta, the boy in the bubble? We'll get you one of them.
I should be fine by then, hopefully.
One of them inflatable. What do they call it? The big ball that you roll down.
Sorbing balls.
We'll get him one of them.
Yeah.
And then he can get in the mosh pit and we can bounce him about.
Do you know that's a great idea. Actually, that'd be quite good fun.
You're on your own there, Dom.
We've done Sorbing before, Clint. It was awful.
I'll be sat up near the bar. Lovely to see you, my man.
Great to see you as well. I've been looking forward to getting back in here and seeing you. So it's,
and good to have you back on Radio X.
Hey, Boon's back.
That's right. Look at that. Let's get him back. Let's get you back on.
Well, have a word with Ashley or what?
Go see Inspiral Carpets. Go to inspiralcarpets.com and you might be able to get a ticket to go see them live. Good to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Clint Boon.
Yeah. Thank you.
Radio X.